25 years ago, a children's TV show like no other burst onto our screens. It went on to become one of the most internationally successful shows of all time. That show was the Teletubbies. To mark the anniversary, one of the original Teletubbies, or should I say, the person inside the suit, has wrote a memoir about their time on the show. We say "eh-oh" to Nikky Smedley.
Eh-oh. And hello in my normal human voice.
Well, just for listeners, which Teletubby were you?
I was Laa Laa, the yellow one.
Indeed you were. And you have written a book about your time being Laa Laa on the Teletubbies. Tell us a little bit about it and what's included in the book.
Okay, it's called Over the Hills and Far Away, My Life as a Teletubby. And it's out on August the 10th. And it's what I did during lockdown, really. I thought, and it seemed appropriate when it seemed like the entire world was falling apart. It's kind of a nice reminder of happier, jollier, brighter days, really. And I thought, well, maybe other people would be interested in that as well. And I get asked loads of questions, when people find out what my job has been in the past. And I thought, well, I could answer all of that in a book. So it's full of kind of the same, I've tried to put in the same warmth that was in the show, and it's kind of funny, and then it's a bit sad, and it tells a lot of secrets.
Did you decide to do the book as well because this year, believe it or not, is the 25th anniversary of the show?
Well, that's kind of it was sort of a happy coincidence, really. I can't believe it's 25 years ago, can you?
I can't, no.
It makes me feel well old. But it was very, it was kind of, yes, as I say, a happy coincidence, really, that there was a little bit of celebration of it being 25 years. Not that we, the old Tubbies, the original guard, we don't get told any of these things. We're yesterday's Tubs, so don't get invited to any parties anymore or anything. Ooh.
I know, that's the thing, really, because at the very start of the book, you talk about the fact that you helped the new set become the Teletubbies, and it was a weird experience for you to have to hand over the baton, in a sense, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed. That was a bit unexpected. I mean, it was lovely. I was totally thrilled to be asked to work on the rebooted version of the show. And I was there at the very beginning with the writer and producer and director, just kind of helping them find the way of Tub. And they asked me to be involved in the audition process. And happily, two of the people who auditioned were actors and performers I'd worked with before, because they'd been in the Night Garden.
Oh, yeah.
Act. So that was great. Nick and Rebecca, so it was lovely to see them again. And they did get the parts as Dipsy and Laa Laa, respectively. But yeah, the first time I kind of saw Rebecca in the suit doing Laa Laa, and it was a very peculiar sensation. And I didn't realize I would feel so emotional about the fact that, up to that point, every time I'd seen Laa Laa, it was me. It was just me, obviously me. And then it wasn't going to be that anymore. And I know that's what happens in the kind of big grown-up world of doing different jobs. But it still was a little bit kind of, oh my God, it was like giving your child away. But yeah, I can't deny it was quite emotional. And yes, and what you were saying about people kind of wanting to know what went into it or thinking what went into it. And of course, because it's 25 years old, and this is one of the reasons why I had waited such a long time to write the book, is that the people who grew up with it, the people who were 2 and 3 and 4 when it first came out, our people, they're all in their 20s, of course, now.
I'm one of them.
Approaching their 30s. Yeah. Well, there we are.
Yeah.
You're our people. So, it kind of would have been pointless, I think, to have brought out the book immediately, having done the 6 years of filming, because it wasn't the right time. And I want it to be that kind of slightly nostalgic thing for people where they can go back and go, oh yeah, I remember that, and revisit their childhood a bit, because it's a nice thing to do in dark times.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the thing with Teletubbies is that it was 25 years ago, but it hasn't lost its popularity one single bit, whether it be the new series or the old series. There's still countless memes online and clips and stuff, and I'm sure you probably still get asked questions all the time. I mean, one of the things with being in a Teletubby, obviously, if you're in a suit, people don't know who you are. Was it weird at the time of the height of its popularity that you could walk down the street and nobody would know who you were?
It was brilliant, actually. For me personally, I thought it was fantastic. Like the number of people who say, "Oh, what a shame, isn't it awful? Like you're so famous, but nobody knows who you are. Oh, it's such a shame they can't see your face." Oh, no, 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 no. It's absolutely fine. You know, I can do my job and finish and go home and go to the pub on a Friday night and walk across the park and nobody knows who I am. And I kind of like that. So when the press were really at its height, you know, when the press were really trying to find out who we were and find some dirt to dish, it was absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
I know, why do people call this? Why do people want this in their life? It's awful. I don't want strange men going through my bins. And anyway, what were they expecting to find? You know, like love letters to Poe or, you know,
Yes.
I don't know what they were after, really.
It was crazy how it became such a phenomenon. I don't think there's many children's shows that can claim that, really, that they become so internationally popular and had the press on its door every day. But you did. And it is actually strange, actually, because there are photos out there of you with the suits on, but without the heads on. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's not something I recommend anyone sings. It just spoils the magic. But
Exactly. And those the original ones that were released with the normal puny human head in our big tubby suits. I mean, that was the absolute verboten thing. And for exactly that reason, you know, if a small child who believes that, you know, the Laa Laa is their friend on television and then sees it decapitated and containing a small woman, you know, that's absolutely horrific.
I mean, what's it like these days if anybody finds out that you were Laa Laa? What's their reaction? I'm guessing it's their eyes light up and they ask 100 million questions and become very hyperactive.
But there's either that, and there's either the kind of, you know, like, no way, no, get out of here, that kind of disbelief. And then they will inevitably me, which is kind of sweet. Or there's the complete indifference. Oh, I don't know, I never watched it, doesn't mean anything to me, which is also fine, you know.
Yeah.
So, but those are the kind of those are the two that I get. And then it's always nice, and people do ask questions, and then they always say, "Oh, you must be fed up of talking about it." And I said, "Well, you know, no, not really. I don't spend my whole life talking about it. Relatively, it's only a very small portion, and I don't mind doing it if people are enthusiastic and they want to know. You know, it doesn't hurt, does it?"
No, I mean, I think I always think of when you appeared on the Big Fat Quiz and Jack Whitehall's reaction once he realised who you were.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
What was I'm not going to repeat what he said because this is going out on the radio, but what he said was quite funny.
It was. It was.
What is the one question that you get asked the most out of any other?
There are two.
Okay.
And the first is, how did you get that job? And the second is, was it hot? I bet that was hot. And that's the question that we got asked all the time, even like everybody who came to visit us on set and everything. Is it hot in those costumes? My kind of standard response is that if you want to know what it's like, you should tie about 3 bags of coal to your head, blindfold yourself, wrap yourself in about 14 blankets, go into a sauna, jump up and down for 11 hours, and look really, really happy about it.
Oh dear. But you know, it was worth it in the end.
But the whole time, even though it was tough and hot and horrible in the costumes, you still knew that there was a child at home watching you and laughing and being delighted. So, you know, that's the joy of it, was that was the end product of that effort.
Absolutely. And I was one of them. I did watch it. I was 397, so
Perfect.
I was the prime target audience. I'm 28 now. Sorry to tell you that, but but you said the book's out in August the 10th, was it?
Yes, it is. It's out from Sandstone Press, and it's available at Amazon, Waterstones, and all good bookshops.
Indeed. And will you be doing any book signings, book launches, anything like that?
Yes. There will be a kind of program of launch and book signing events. So I'll keep you posted when they're going to happen. At the moment, That's in the south and up the north. We haven't got much in the Midlands, but I'll let you know.
I hope it goes well and it sells lots of copies. I really do, because it's a great book. I enjoyed reading it. I found out things I didn't know, and I hope that fans of the show will enjoy it, and also lots of people come up to you wanting to ask more questions and sign my book and that kind of thing. So, the best of luck with it.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And I'm really glad you liked the book too.